Hey there, lads and lasses. Sorry about the little setup time there at the beginning. But here we are on a Thursday night. It's a little bit past 6 o'clock, and that means it can only be time for the Generations Minecraft Realms server. Let me switch my glasses out here so I can get my computer glasses on. That way I'm not bifocaled. So much better. Okay. Let's check this out. Let's see what we can do here. I think just a couple of minor adjustments. I'm going to start off on standing mode today, then switch to sitting mode about halfway through. I was on the road bringing Biggie to his basketball game, and immediately after the stream, I have to shoot right back up there and go get him. So the stream's kind of jammed between my son's basketball, so I'll do the best I can here. Let us get started. Let's see. We need to log on to Generations, see what's going on in there. I've been very busy in Generations, although, as usual, I do a lot of work and don't have much to show for it. So let's take a look and let's see what's going on in here. Okay, quick review. We're working on the area in which the storage area is going to branch off from, and from which it will branch, something like that. And so let's get back down on floor level here so we can see what we're doing. And so we've completed the entire circle, the floor area. How did that happen? Let's go fix this. I'm thinking, do Endermen take gravel blocks? That might have been an Enderman, but not entirely sure. There we go. Anyways, so here is the area under spawn, which I have decided to call underspawn, all one word. And so we're going to have a pattern of 5 beacons maybe down here. I was thinking of 4, switching it back to 4, but then 5. I like the prime, the odd number of 5 and stuff. That's going to work out, although it's not going to line up with these cardinal areas fading back into the wall. But you know what? It'll do just fine. It'll do just fine. And so the storage area, our sorter/storage array, is going to start right about here and proceed all the way down this way. Maybe we'll go north with it. I'm not sure. We might go north with it. But I'm initially thinking of putting it on the east. This side here may be a smelter or something. I'm not really sure. But I know storage is going to start from here and it's going to proceed all the way back that away. Yes, with the superfluous medial vowel. And so all these storage chests will all move back there and get all set up. What I'm doing is I like this big circular open area here. This is really cool. But I want the ceiling to be really epic. I want it to be super cavernous and go all the way up. And so I've been removing all of this material up above us here and filling in the wall areas. And then the circle will open and break right here. And this is where these farms will continue. I built these farms before I had this design in mind. And so these farms actually cut into the circle along with the bubble vader. But you know what? That's okay. That'll be fine. We still have about at least 2, maybe 3 more blade farms that are going to go in here. A bamboo farm, definitely. Then maybe a kelp farm and maybe a cactus farm. And so this area will be all cleared out and moved over, and we'll set these up in different areas and stuff. But that's the idea there. And so I've been doing work on the upper levels, bringing the upper levels down to this level, and been very, very busy. You'll see as we climb up the ladder. So we need to take this layer off, but there's 2 layers of air in between, so that's really good there. And this is where we're at now. So you can see we've made a lot of progress, actually, in bringing this down. This will be the ceiling, and you can see I've started one of the spiral arms here. This is the red arm because it intersects the red beacon here. And then there'll be a blue arm and a green arm and a yellow arm and a purple arm. And They'll all emanate out in a spiral pattern like that. Although I might make the spiral go one more turn, or at least a half a turn. And so right now it terminates here, directly opposite from the beacon that it intersects. What I'd like it to do, I'm thinking, is to actually wrap all the way around and terminate here, right in the same direction as its corresponding beacon. So I might alter that a little bit. And let me see. Princess Nebula is raiding with a party of 4. Hey, Nebs. How's it going? Shorter stream tonight than last night's stream. Nebs did a 5-hour stream last night. No special occasion or anything, just that's her stream length. Story time raid! Woo! Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in. I am tired. Yeah, you just chill, you relax. Everybody comes to Thunderhand stream to chill and relax. So you do so. Yes, I'm sure you are very tired. Let's do a quick shout out. Princess Nebula. That should do it. Hey, and shoutouts are working for this stream. They weren't last stream, if you recall. So they are this stream. So thank you, Streamlabs. Thank you, Twitch. So super cool. So Nebs, I caught a little bit of your stream while I was on the road. I couldn't really participate, so I was lurking because I was driving, viewers. But tell us a little bit about what you accomplished in your stream, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you for the shout out. Anytime, our mod, our friend Princess Nebula, co-streamer. Nebs is involved in a number of different streams right now that she's doing. Move some villagers into a Thunder-approved box with slight upgrades. Okay, so what she's talking about there is you've doubtless, viewers, you've probably, if you've been watching Generations, you've seen my early game villager reserve, which basically is just a wall, a box, with 8 villagers and 8 beds, and usually an iron golem or something on the inside. And then just to keep them safe, and then I just pitch in the bread to make the villagers when I want them to do their thing. And then I just cart them out in a hole in the side, And so Nebs went and made herself a similar one, but she just adapted it to whatever she needed there. So appreciate the credit for that, Nebs. I like it, though. It's a really simple design. It works really well for early game. It's not a villager breeder per se, not the type that you've seen for mass breeding of villagers and stuff. But it works really, really well. It's very simple to maintain, very simple to build. There's no redstone at all in it. It's really, really easy to do. So, because usually what I find is when I come across a village and I start working in that village, the village is very quickly reduced to a ghost town. Very quickly. Also went to the Nether and found a fortress near. Yeah, I thought I saw you trying to get some wither skulls earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Wither skelly skulls. Which is something I need here on Generations, is a wither skull farm. And those usually are a lot of work. But our map, our seed here is ideal for that, because we have another fortress right at 0, in the Nether, or just off of 0, right in the spawn area. And almost all of it is over a lava sea. And it couldn't be more ideal to convert over into a wither skull farm, a wither farm. And it's really, really easy to do. Well, not easy, but ideally set up for that. Actually, not easy at all. That was my opening statement, right? Yeah, I was mainly there for blaze rods. Forgot I need the zombie, so next time I'm in the single player world, that's the goal. Got it. So right now we are working on underspawn right now, and we're setting this up, clearing it all out and making room to put in our storage, sorter storage array. That is desperately needed here. We've got so many things to do on Generations. If any of you follow any of my buffoon friends, Supernova Relic and Chris the IT guy, then you can see I'm employing their method for mass digs. I just went and enchanted all of these pickaxes, and just using them all up until I wear them all out. And something I've learned from my Buffooncraft friends, one of the many things I've learned from them, to help with these mass kind of builds here. And we have the Enderman Farm here that Kachi made. And I did a few minor upgrades to it, but I do need to deal with the nether pearls. And I have a way of doing that. Nova did that for our farm, the one that Nebs and I built on the Buffooncraft server. My excess pearl ejector system isn't going to be the same as his, but it'll serve the same function. And so I have to install that. Also, the iron farm that I built, that Luck May Have It came on for a guest stream and modified with a chunk loader, is actually prolifically overproducing right now. Yes, big time. And so we need to put in a system to shut that off. Instead of shutting off the chunk loader, I'm thinking on just using a piston to lower the zombie out of sight and then raise him back. And my zombie happens to be a drowned, and so the mod that I used in there was a drown, because it's over the ocean, and I just scooped up a drown and stuck him in there. And so he's in water to protect him from the sun, and so if I submerge him under the water, he won't die, he won't suffocate, so I don't have to worry about that. I suppose if he were a zombie, he wouldn't suffocate either. He'd just be converted into a drown. But either way, so there's that on the books. And then when we put the storage unit into place, we are definitely going to need so much wood for chests and hoppers that we need a tree farm. And so tree farm is coming up, is on the books very, very soon. And we also may need a honey farm as well. So, how's the hotel? Still working on that. Yeah, it's on hold because we had the 6 initial rooms that we got into place, and so I got far enough along on that where we could invite on guests, and that was my goal for that. But yeah, I do have to get back on there. What I would like to do is finish up the lobby, put these 6 rooms on the south wing, and get that buttoned up. Because our overall goal is to finish up Realm 5 here this year. And then next year, as in January, the first week in January, maybe January 1st, is to move on to Realm 6. Finish up Realm 5 and then start a new realm, Realm 6. The maps for the 1.18 update are spectacular. They're just so cool. And I have my eye on at least 2 different seeds, one of which Nebula suggested and may be using right now. And one of the things that her and I mused about wouldn't that be cool if we both used the same seed on our different worlds, and to see how we use those differently and similarly, and so we can compare. And that, I think, is a kind of cool idea. I may wind up pursuing that because that seed is such a cool seed. So you should definitely go check out Nebula's stream. I love that seed. I think you're using that one right now, right? And the Mushroom Island is massive. Yeah, I think that's the one that you're currently using. Yes, it is. Awesome. Did I tell you how big that Mushroom Island is? Yes, you did. I think you said it's something like maybe 400 blocks. No, it's more than that. Is it 400 blocks by maybe like 600 or 700 blocks, maybe even 8? You did post me a message. It's very big. You could type the coordinates into the chat there if you wouldn't mind, if you remember, or at least the dimensions of it, if you remember right offhand. $550 north to south, 400 blocks. Yeah, that's big. That's a half a kilometer in each direction, just about. Yeah, one thing that's a little frustrating is that the Mushroom Island here at 00, although convenient because of its location, it is pretty small. It's pretty darn tiny. And so I have to reclaim quite a bit of land. And when I do that, that land is not Mushroom Island shore. And so even though it has the Mushroom Island effect, and so mobs can spawn in certain parts of this island that we're extending, and which isn't that much of a, it's not really a big problem, but it kind of defeats the purpose of building here. Another announcement of which you should be made aware is that we've been granted a animated emote slot, and I think I know what I'm going to try. I got to look into it, and I got to see what the parameters are about how big the file size can be, and things like that. And Kachi and I have some ideas for that animated emote, and so that's the next emote I think I'm going to put up. And I would like to make that as available to as many of you as possible, and because you know how I feel about subs and stuff, so. The Mushroom Islands in 1.17 and earlier are smaller. Yeah, I believe they are. I feel like they are. And one of the things I really enjoy are the Mushroom Island systems, because I often see in some of the 1.18 maps I've been reviewing that there's Mushroom Island systems. So not only are they big, but they're usually grouped together in 2 or more islands too. So there's like 2 big islands right next to each other, or a large island and some smaller islands very nearby. I really like that. Some of you may recall that we are on our new server that we're no longer using Realms. And while we were testing the new server, Kachi and I had a 1.18 map up that we were using just for testing. And that had a very cool Mushroom Island system on it. 2 very big islands, pretty close to each other. So we were thinking, we would use one for the marketplace and the other for our bases. And a couple of smaller satellite islands nearby, too, on which, you could build farms and things like that. It's very cool setup. And several of the 1.18 maps, including the one that Nebs is using now, has those kind of Mushroom Island systems on there. Very, very cool. Plus, I also, another thing you guys another announcement or more news for you is so much news. Yeah, I only see you guys like 2 times a week now for Kachi Time and Generations. But I've sent out the invitation to one of our streaming friends to be the next guest on Generations. So we have another guest at least being contacted now. Haven't had confirmation yet, but it's looking pretty good at this point. So we'll see. So stay tuned for further information regarding that. So we've got so much to do here on the server that besides, now that we've pretty much ironed out the system here with our first 2 guests, which were Luck May Have It and our very own Princess Nebula, we're starting to get that down now. And I have to say, I'm really pleased with the results. So far, both of those streams were very cool. I think they were a lot of fun. I've got to find a coral reef. Yeah, I guess there wasn't one around that island in that map, right? We're getting there, people. We're getting there. We have this block of material to take out and that whole block of material up to take out there. So to level this down. I made a couple of minor upgrades to Kachi's Enderman Farm, like I mentioned earlier, just so we could get more productivity out of it to make it a little bit more efficient. It's already crazy efficient. We did that. I also installed an auto clicker so I can AFK, especially AFKing at manual farms like the Enderman Farm. So now I can have set it up so I'm stationed in the right spot and just have the auto clicker clicking the sword and dispatching of the Enderman. So I get all of the XP, and now I can just, like, for example, while I'm out driving around all day, carting everybody everywhere they need to go, I can just set that up and keep that running. And that's really cool for a number of farms we're going to build here. Like the tree farm, that may wind up being semi-automatic, and we're going to need to be placing the saplings. So maybe, depending on what kind of style I build. And if that's the case, that auto clicker comes in really handy. And the auto clicker was surprisingly and appreciatively very easy to install and use. Super, super easy. I really liked it. And very, very useful. It's like, why didn't I do that years ago? I should have done that years ago. But AFK is a little bit wonky to have done in Realms. It's not impossible, but it's kind of clunky. So, but now that we don't have to be concerned with that, we can AFK all we want now, and that's going to make a big difference in our productivity. So, it was so much fun getting to come on to Generations. Yes, indeed it was. I fully agree. Does Chunk Base tell you where coral reefs are, or do I just have to find them, all warm oceans, and go looking for them? I believe Chunk Base has them. The problem with Chunk Base, though, is I still don't think it's completely updated, though, because the map seeds look like they're different. If I type this map seed into Chunk Base, I get a different, it's not exactly the same. There are some features on there that there's slight differences here and there. And biomes-wise, that's where they differ. There's changes to biomes. So, at least it seemed that way when I was on there reviewing maps. So, recently on there, like last week. Although I do believe it said 1.18. It didn't say 1.18.1, but I think that's splitting hairs there. And Nebs, I believe you showed me the updated chunk base map for this map when we were applying our MCA editor and trying to choose how we wanted to modify this map to update it. My point being, you know, if we did spot a reef system with chunk base, will it actually correspond with is the current map that you're using? I think it will, but there might be some slight differences. Going from 1.17 to 1.18 made it to where things are a little weird with loading. Yeah, I think they are. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. The cool thing about this is, like I pointed out earlier, when we take this layer off, we really have just 2 layers of material. We'll have the ceiling here. We already have 2 gaps of air nearly all the way around, and then we just have the floor here. And then it'll be open all to the ceiling. Then we have to finish putting in our spiral designs in there, the other 4 arms of the spirals in there. Then we could start on the auto sorter. Let's cue up some more music. There we go. I am considering right now at this time of resuming the Tuesday night stream. It may be at a different time on Tuesday. We'll see. It may not be 6 to 8. I may change the time. And that stream, I may wind up having the theme of that stream be a design stream in a creative mode test world, and designing things, mainly our Baby Zombie Rush game. I would still like to move forward with that. I think it's a fun idea. It's really hard for me to build things like that. I don't have a lot of experience with it stuff, but I would like to put the design, get the design of that functioning. And what I would like to do is get a basic operating version of it set up on Generations here before the end of the year, and then just incorporate more designs of it, bring it along to Realm 6 would be the next realm. I'm still contemplating whether I should still refer to them as realms or not, because I don't want. I actually like the term and the way I'm using it, but it may confuse people and may cause viewers to think that we're still on realms when we're not. So I may change that name. But World Universe 6, World 6. We'll have a Baby Zombie Rush in it, and we'll just transfer it into the next world. And then as we get more ideas to it, you know, we'll try to add them on and just modify it. One of the things I was thinking on doing was finding a mushroom island, a big mushroom island, and just using the mushroom island itself as the Baby Zombie Rush site, and just building it on that entire island. I might do that. I'm thinking that will help control a lot of the mob spawning, and so I don't have to worry about mob spawning. I think that's a... I was thinking about that last weekend, I think. But I think the Baby Zombie Rush is a very, very silly, very funny idea. And I think it's a lot of fun. I think it'll add a lot to the stream. We've been talking about it for quite some time. We did a little bit of design work on it. So I'd like to do those Thursday streams just in creative mode. Just going in there, designing it, testing out redstone, testing out things, and getting it to a point where I think we can just install it here into World 5 here. And I did have a mushroom island off to the southwest that's not too far away. It's about maybe 3 kilometers or so southwest from here. And I had reserved that mushroom island for Biggie Cheese, but he's actually not that interested in it and hasn't really built anything there. And so therefore I might use that one for Baby Zombie Rush. And it's a pretty big island. It's much bigger than this island and the island that Kachi and I use for Mushroom Island West, where we're building our bases. Plans. So many plans. I would like to build the base build that I had planned for Buffooncraft Season 3. I would like to proceed and build that here in Generations. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm putting the storage system into place, because we need to do some epic building. And we need things like tree farms for hoppers and chests. We need things like storage and sorting. All those things just make building go a lot faster. So you guys will be seeing a lot of off-camera work, or at least seeing the results of a lot of off-camera work. So every time you're on, you tune into Generations, at least the Thursday streams, there should be some significant progress every time. Because we're just getting way better at building. Our much appreciated and much enjoyed time on Buffooncraft taught us a lot. And even our time on doing the Go Your Gnome Way challenge really helped out. Really helped out a lot. We really stepped up. There's some old habits that really slow me down that I'm trying to break. And I'm starting to get them under my skin now. Like saving all of this material here, right? Formerly before, I would save and store all of this, cobblestone that we're mining here. We already have so much, just such a ridiculous amount of cobblestone, that we really don't need to save and sort and store all of this, So, just making my thrifty Scottish self just leave this stuff here and let it despawn has really moved things a lot along and made a lot of progress. So getting myself to do that is really hard, but I'm getting a lot better at that. So right now I think you can see I'm saving the coal and the iron, and when I hopefully I'll have some time here to bring you over to the iron farm. I really don't even need to save this iron that I'm mining right now. The iron farm is insanely productive. So Luck may have it. If you're watching this, Luck, extremely good modification on the iron farm. It is just cranking out ridiculous amounts of iron right now. It's to the point where it's backing up. Let's take a look. Went onto a test world of the seed and found one, Yay for BZR, Baby Zombie Rush. Can I ask why you don't talk about generations 1 through 3? You've talked about 4 and 5. You talk about the future 6. What happened to 1 through 3? No big deal. I don't mind talking about 1 through 3. In fact, I showed off Realm 5. Realm 5, I'm in Realm 5. I showed off Realm 4 for our anniversary, and my intent is to each anniversary go back and show off next Realm 3. And Realm 3 was very, very funny. Which I thought would not be a very successful realm. But turned out working out well anyway in the end. It turned out to be a lot of fun. And so I'll definitely be showing off Realm 3 and bringing everybody through a tour through that. As well as Realm 2 and Realm 1. Which I still have those realms. And so each anniversary I'll be bringing those out and bringing you guys on a tour through those. I haven't been talking about them just to save them for those tours. Can I ask why are you going 1 row at a time and now like 3 to 5 rows at a time? No particular reason. Complete random. When is your affiliate anniversary? In February, I believe. I'll have to check. Very, very soon. Hopefully it hasn't passed. I don't think it has, though. But it's really close. It is really close. I should close the office door there. Just give me a sec. First of all, am I safe? I believe I am. Actually, you know what? Since we have a server now, and we're not dealing with realms, we can just disconnect and reconnect like that now. It's so nice. Okay, there we go. Let's get our earplugs back in. There we go. Yes. And look at that. Look at how fast that is. Oh, so nice. And I have all of you viewers to thank for this because the money that we use from our subs mainly has paid for this server for at least this year. And so we are greatly appreciative. Greatly appreciative. Now, I'm wondering, should I mine from below or from above? You know what? Mining from above might be better because then I won't get the objects in my inventory as they fall. And I could just go pick up the ones I want down below after I get down there. So the method I'm doing around here is I usually remove the material away from the walls first because that's the most tedious thing to do. And then I can blast away. There we go. And I've been filling in the walls behind me here, but you know what? I may not keep this pattern. I'm not really sure. Hawk. There we go. Maybe I should just do it from below. I think it'd be, this is a little easier, right? A lot of this I've already done, so you can see in some areas here. You can see I'm a lot less obsessive compulsive when I'm working like this. So when I get to these stages. But I think you can get an idea of just how massive this place is going to be. And that's what I really wanted to go for. You know, I wanted a huge just a colossal scale kind of effect for this. I just wanted that vast opening down here. You don't mind my questions, right? Absolutely not. I sad. The reason why I'm sad is because I'm supposed to be digging the big hole because of the end death. Oh, I see. That's right. That's right. So, Nebs and I have an ongoing joke, and it's a joke. I'm being silly. Last year, I needed some obsidian, and Nebs suggested I go to the end, and I just take down some of the obsidian towers on the end center island. And while I was doing that, I was being foolish with my purling, which you guys know I am, as I am known to do. And somehow I purled into the obsidian, and I suffocated and died. And by the time I got back there, my stuff despawned. Now, Nebs has been feeling guilty about that ever since, even though I told her, if you continue to feel guilty about that and blame yourself for that, I will ban you. But she persists. But the joke is, okay, well, if you're going to blame yourself for that somehow, then I will punish you by making you come on here and dig a massive hole. Which I was only kidding, but Nebs seems to be holding me to that, so I don't know. The last co-stream that we did as when Nebs was a guest on here, we built a gas farm. But that is certainly not her last appearance on here. We're certainly open to reoccurring guest spots, and so, you know, you can still dig a big hole. You can still dig a big hole. This one's almost finished, so. But I like to dig. That's okay. That's all right. There's plenty more digging to be done, Nebs. Plenty more digging to be done. We have plans upon plans upon plans, and I am only one thunderhand, and I am not enough. Definitely. I build way too slowly and stuff, so we need all the help we can get. How is it a punishment when I like to dig? It's a punish. How is it a punishment? It's an insincere and very silly one. That's how it's a punishment. Hello, Creepster. From where did you come? Right? I didn't see that. Where did you come from? Especially when I like to listen to a book. Yep, put on an audiobook. Dig yourself a big old hole. You know, Chris the IT guy likes doing this stuff too. And so do I. You know, I like getting down here and grinding out something like this. It's very relaxing. You know, you don't have to really think too hard about it. Especially if you're prepared ahead of time. You get your pickaxes all made and stuff like that, and you know, you get your shape all established. You know what you want to do, and it's just you just get down here and do your thing. Now, see, here's where I'm going to need a little bit more of the regular stone, to bring these walls down, because we really don't have to mine out all of that area back there. You can see where the walls come down here. And so let's switch to Silk Touch, and let's mine us up some regular stone. Get some of that going in the inventory so we can fill in those walls. But you know what? I don't like to have to re-break this coal here later on either. That's a little annoying. And I should really clear out the inventory too while I'm here, since I'm beginning the next layer. All right, let's head on up. Let's do the next. Next layer. Let's move all this stuff down. And I think we are quite full here. Right. 1 second. And then later I'll move, you know, the iron and the coal down to the smelter and such and such. Technically, I don't really even have to do this, but I do like having the coal, though. It's called a punishment. Yes, punishment. Nice. I like that. Nicely done. Going to lurk for a bit. I need to eat. Lurk. Yes, I can imagine. If I know you forewent your dinner to do your stream. Nubs, please go get something to eat. Oh yeah, I usually just set this stuff right here next to the stairwell. Set this up. I just put all my shulkers into place right here. Ender chest in place. Good. We're good to go. And onward. Onward with our plan. And again, you know, it's not too critical here with the walls. You know, I may come up with some sort of really cool wall design, but for now I just want to fill all this stuff in with just a regular stone. Get it all uniform so... you know, establish a pattern, then go and break it, right? Yeah, I really don't want to be fussing with the wall design right now at this stage. But I do want to get its boundaries into place. There we go. You can see that establishes the boundary. It just makes it easier to clear out the stuff later. You don't have to count and everything. You just set it up once and then just keep extending it downward. And you got to just look up there every now and then and check, make sure it's okay. I think it is. And we need more stone. Thankfully, we're not in short supply of that at all. Not in the least. Silk Touch, netherite pickaxe. Let's do it. There we go. And we should be slapping down a few torches here and there. Because if you look, right now, if you look at biome here, you can see we're in ocean biome here, and we don't really get to Mushroom Island fields until right here. And so this stuff out here, mobs can spawn out here. And they often do. As we saw with little Mr. Creepy back there. Okay, I got to keep a very, very close eye on the time here. Hawk. Hands cooperate. At the point where we can just bring this stuff out here now. We don't have to really be too concerned with that. Thusly. Let's put a torturino right about there. And I don't mind placing the torches and then breaking them as we remove the stuff. They just go right back into the inventory. It's not a big deal. And things like this iron, we'll get that from below as we move into the next layer. Again, not a big deal. Not too worried about that. And we may get a bit of mobs spawning back there and stuff, but eventually we're going to wind up using that space back there for other things anyway. Oh, we're going to need to get ourselves some more. This is cool that we're getting down to these layers, though. We really only have about 2 layers left, and we're probably going to... I know we're going to finish at least this layer on the stream. Let's go take out this coal right here. Black gold. Out. Is our stone in there? Looking good. Hawk. Really? Really, hands? Come on. Okay, this is looking better. Oh, can I get the diorite? Diorite! Come on down! Hawk. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. This isn't as bad as it seems. For me, anyway. I'm hoping it's not for you guys. Yeah, see, that was completely foolish. Hands. Hawk. Again, I did it again. Again, I'm not worried about this gold. We'll get that from below later. Nice. Good thing we installed the beacons in before we started this. Let me see. We don't need this here. I don't know how that got there. That should be like this. That's better. And we could do with a torch or two, like right about here. I think that's good. Do one right about there. And that. Moving right along. Oh. This is one of the rare times I feel like I'm actually making progress at something. Supernova relic style or rate of progress? Probably not, but for me, lightning fast. Wow, wow, hands. Of course, I had to praise myself, which is always a mistake, right? Like the saboteur is going to step in and say, no, 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 let me sabotage that little thing there. That would be entertaining. If I make you place the wrong blocks. How do you like that? Go back to sleep, saboteur. We've got work to do. Okay, so that's all complete right up to there. Anyway, let us set down some torches here and there, thusly, and we'll move on to. I don't want to go about doing this. This actually doesn't really matter because our farms are going to move this away anyway. So yeah, this stuff can. We don't really have to do too much about that. But we do. Oh, we didn't finish that quarter out there. Okay, let's extend this area out over here. We'll take out some of this stuff too. A lot of this gravel that falls down into here to the lower level. I don't think I have the walls defined out this way yet. Yeah, I do a little bit. Yeah, okay. We can extend them downward. Downward. So we would say back east. Let's just clear this away. And then we can extend these wall sections down to this level. There we go. And Dostovodka is hosting my stream. Hey, Thunder, how are you? Doing a lot better now that you're here. You and Nebs showing up both. Very cool. Nebs is lurking right now. How are you, Ben? I hope things are going well for you over there in the Northeast this evening. With your significant other and your little guy. We are right now building our huge, clearing out, excavating our huge underspawn area. That's what we're working on right now. We are making magnificent and truly spectacular progress. We are making progress of the kind that is usually not associated with yours truly. I've been under the weather recently, but we are doing good. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. My God, and is that our buffoon friend Nanty Cat? Good Lord. Well, hello. Hello to the both of you. So we've got lots of cool people showing up. So let's do a couple of shout-outs. First of all, you really have to catch one of Dostovodka's streams, or at least the VODs if you can't, of her dressing up as Bob Ross and doing Bob Ross paintings. Highly recommend. So, shout out to Dostovodka. Call me little droog. There you go. And of course, to our good friend, Nantikat. There you are. Devochka, I was also feeling a little bit under the weather yesterday. I had a migraine going and started the night before. And not good, but the medication kicked in about halfway through the day, and it wasn't so bad. And gone today, so thankfully. So Nancy, how are you going? How are you doing? How are you doing, Nancy? It's been a while. Give me an update. How's the degree going? How's the academics? I think you're still very busy with your computer science, right? I need to do another painting stream. I've just been so sick. Yeah, I understand. Thanks for the shout out. Anytime. If I disappear, it's because I fell asleep. Yes, it is late. It is late. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's about 10 a.m., 10 p.m. where you are right now. Nancy, if you're still there, let me know. Give me an update on how you're doing. How are things going with your academics and your home life and whatnot? Viewers, you might remember Nancy Cat from Buffooncraft Season 2. We did a little bit of building together. Hawk hands. Yeah, 10. I'm an old person. I have to be sleeping by 11. You're putting in some serious work. Thank you. We have major goals for Generations, and there's just no way I'm going to pull them all off. So I really need to get more efficient with my building. And I think we've been achieving that. I think we've learned quite a bit. We've got cool things in the works here in Generations. Cool things coming up. I'm going to slap down a couple little torches right about here and here. There we go. And I think the perimeter's pretty much established. No, actually I have to carry it around this way, don't I? This way, he said with the superfluous medial vowel. And I have to bring the walls down there, right? But we have to break them off from this material here. So let's do that. There we go. Let's just blast out all of this stuff here. Then here's where things slow down a little bit because, I got to work with a little precision. And with enchanted pickaxes and those beacons nearby, precision is not in the vocabulary of these particular tools. There we go. That's ridiculous. It's bothering me that it's there. In my obsessive compulsions. I think I've been doing fairly well in overcoming my obsessive compulsions in this game and accomplishing a lot more, as we were talking about earlier. Getting a bit of a dry throat here. Let me see. Mining is so fast. It's satisfying. Oh, it's really nice. We got those beacons set up, enchanted pickaxes, everything. Yes. How's your week been? Thank goodness tomorrow's Friday. My week's been very, very good. Thank you. Like I said, yesterday we had the migraine we had to deal with. That wasn't fun, but took a little bit of Claritin, and then I was all set. So it just takes a long time for the Claritin to kick in. But usually I don't like taking the Claritin though because it's got narcotic in it, and I can actually feel it. Usually I take medication and I can't feel it at all. But that's strong stuff. That is some pretty strong stuff. So, and it's just that I have so much driving to do, you know. Oh, look at that. That has to be extended outward, thusly. Or maybe it does. Sun. Yeah, this should end here, really, not there. So we shouldn't even have that section of wall coming down there, I don't think. I want at least 3 blocks clearance around the farm, so I should actually remove that. But we'll do that later. Let's just bring the wall out to here. All right, let's go back and let's establish the wall perimeter. And we'll carry this over from here. And let's switch to Silk Touch Pickaxe because we're going to need some regular stone to fill in this wall. So, yeah, see? All right, let's do Silk Touch and let's just clear out some of this stuff here. Go get some stone in the inventory. Thusly. I'm digging this. No pun intended. All right, we have to clear out some of this and a little bit of that and get rid of this cobble. For God's sakes, cobblestone, people. Cobblestone. Hawk. So much cobble. There I am, very un-Scottish-like, just letting it despawn. Just letting it do its thing. The beaker cup, yes. And thank you for reminding me. Oh no, you hit a white block on the sorter, and AutoMod held that message, race, ethnicity, or religion. Sorry about that. There we go. There's a missing block on the... Oh no, you hit a white block. Yeah, I got it. But thank you. That's a... There it is. Thank you. Let's bridge on over. Let's get this quartz and let's replace that. That's mostly a decorative block there, but still, it's needed. It's necessary. Let's do that. Thank you, me little droog, for spotting that out for me. Yeah, we don't need that. That's going to go. Great. All right, let's do this. And let me see. I'll cue up some music too. And if I'm not mistaken, we are past the point where we're supposed to be sitting right now. Sitting motion achieved. Wow. Good to know it didn't break any redstone. I couldn't brain enough to think of the word for quartz. You're tired. Don't worry about it. White block was effective communication. I do admit, though, I thought when I just glanced, I just saw white block and I thought diorite. And I was going to respond, it's just diorite. Just we don't need it. But then I thought, oh, white block sorter. Wait, what? Oh no, the farm. That's right. So also, I didn't big brain enough to interpret your message correctly. At glance. But we communicated effectively, didn't we? Nanty's in a lurk, but that's fine. That is fine. Let's take out this crappy diorite here. Again, you know, I'm not super critical, but, you know, I just want the walls to at least be all one stone for now. And then I'll see what kind of theme, how I want to decorate them afterwards. For right now, let's just deck them all out in a plain old gray. Devojka's saying she's old. I've seen her stream. I'm old. You knew what I meant. Twitch didn't. Yes. I'm so excited to see how all this hard work pays off. I think you can see some of the spiral pattern up there for the red arm of the pattern. There's going to be 5. You may have seen on the Discord, I posted the design, the math for these particular spirals to make them do what I wanted them to do. And I'll pop up topside quite shortly. Then you can get a better look at what we're doing there. Okay, let's continue the walls, upgrading the walls right here. Let's do that as we move down, down to the floor. And this is nothing. I mean, we're just clearing out the underspawn area to put in the sorter and things like that down here. And that's just to facilitate the other builds that we're putting into place. So much cool stuff planned here. And I think we're actually going to pull off a lot of it. But not if my hands keep doing things like that. Almost there. Oops, not Ender Pearl. Thank you. And we need a little bit more stone. Just go like this. And we'll get the good stuff. Just like that. In no particular kind of pattern. The pickaxe do its thing. And let's go grab some of that. There we go. I'll go finish that up. I like it. I like it. Okay, I think the walls have been updated all the way around. Now we can switch to the just regular old pickaxe here, which is hardly a regular old pickaxe at all. We do have the Unbreaking 3 on it. We do have the Mending on it. We have Efficiency 5 and Fortune 3. So we are doing quite well. And I made an entire shulker box full of these pickaxes. So that way when they run down to the red and they're on their last pixel, we just go up to the shulker box, drop them off, and go get another one. And I think one shulker full of these pickaxes should do it. What am I doing here? Am I picking up that iron? I believe I am. Good. So it took me about a day, which is about maybe, I don't know, maybe a little over a 2-hour session to get all the XP and then go up and do all of the trading and enchanting to enchant these 27 pickaxes. That took a long time. The math is insane. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It has a very cool outcome though. But the math isn't too bad. My math colleagues would be rolling their eyes at me right now. But you know what? It's fun. Which is the best application of math ever, is for fun. All right, let's do this. And you know me being a Celt, I like my spiral designs. There we go. I'm just sawing right through this stuff like it's butter. I wish Nova were here to see this. He would, not sure he'd be proud, but I think he'd have some appreciation for it. Especially for some of the methods that I've learned from him, so. Let me pop up just for a moment here. I'm also going to clear out my inventory here a little bit. But let me pop over here for just a bit so you can see where I've just made a bunch of diamond pickaxes to prep for this. Right? And just as they wear down, I just put them back in, load the next one out, and then during a session over at the Enderman Farm, I'll mend them all. Now that I have the auto clicker, I can just go over there and AFK and I'm fine. Fun math is the best math, and I'm not even good at math. It is the best math of all. A lot of people don't think they're good at math. It's just because, you know, they haven't been taught it correctly, that's all. Go pick up some of this coal, some of this black gold. Texas tea. Actually, this isn't Texas tea. That's oil. Similar in the process of its creation, though. And again, you know, I don't really have to save this coal, you know, but I'm going to have a lot of smelting to do. We're going to have a tree farm pretty soon, and that'll be fueling the smelter. We'll have a bamboo farm that'll be fueling the smelter more likely. But, you know, it's here, grab it. We certainly don't need the iron at all. Our iron farm is just way overpowered. There we go. Let's take a look. Siege 611, what's up? Siege, wow, it's been a while, man. How you been? Thanks for dropping by. Let's catch up. So many things have changed since I've seen you last. Okay, let's pull on back here and let's have ourselves a butcher. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the spiral coming out there. So that's the red arm because it intersects the red beacon. And that took a little math to make that work out. But I may change some of the parameters of this spiral and have it come all the way around here and have it terminate right there. So it's more, instead of being terminating on the opposite side of the beacon, it'll terminate on the same side of the beacon from the center. So I might tweak that. It's been good. I've been good. How are you doing? I'm doing awesome. I am doing awesome. Thank you so much for asking. So many changes. We're no longer on Realms. We have a new server now. We're renting out from Shockbite now. And we've upgraded and all kinds of cool stuff happening. I did mention earlier we've been approved for an animated emote slot. And so I'll be working on that, maybe even this week, although I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. But I haven't even looked at the parameters about the file size and stuff like that I can use. But animated emote is very likely going to be the next one. And, you know, I'd like to see if I can make it as easily available as possible, too. Because if I had my way, all my emotes would be free. Because you guys know how I feel about subs. Ooh, public server. Congratulations. Not a public server, not quite, not exactly. So it's not an SMP. A server is still a private server, but I do invite guests on. And so far, for guest spots, we had viewer and mod Luck May Have It was on here. And if you missed that, you could check out the VOD. And our very own Princess Nebula was also a guest on here. And we're lining up the next guest right now. And so I'm just awaiting confirmation and then scheduling. And then the next guest should be appearing soon, probably. We'll see. We're in discussion right now. Our next guest is very, very busy indeed. So we'll see. Our next prospective guest, I should say. Gotcha. Yeah. So, private server, but still having guests on. And that's kind of like the way I work that out. Because I don't like to say like the server's closed, and I do like building with other people too. But I do still participate in other people's servers though, with their events and things like that. So we are cleaving through this material, folks. Just like butter. So satisfying. It's like we're swimming through this stone right now. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So we have our enchanted pickaxes. Equipped with efficiency 5. And some other goodies on there. Unbreaking 3, mending, fortune 3. And we're also running these beacons. So we have haste 2 for the beacons. And I think the blue beacon is running the speed effect on it right now. Only one person. It's PewDiePie, isn't it? Who knows? Who knows? But like I said, we've had 2 guests so far. We've had Luck May Have It came on for his guest appearance, and then Princess Nebula came on for her guest appearance. And so I'm just going to do it one at a time. But I may have events, if the server can handle it. I've only rented out 4 gigs right now. If the server can handle it, I may have events where I may have simultaneous guests, like maybe about 4 guests at a time, maybe something like that. If I have a bigger event, there's one event in particular I'm thinking of arranging. In this particular map, in the end, I've come across I've come across 4 end cities, and they're all right next to each other, all in a straight line from each other. It's really cool, and I haven't rated them, and so I'm thinking that would be cool to get a couple of our guests on together and go out there and raid those end cities. And they all have ships too. I believe they all have ships. Most of them do. There may be one of them that doesn't. I'll have to. I haven't looked at that in quite a while. But that's the idea for another stream too, where I might have a couple of guests on who will all go out there together. And the good thing is we don't have to search for them. I've already located them, so I already know where they are. That'll be fun. So I'll get Kachi in here with us, and a couple other people. We'll all go raid those together. I'm about to get some rest. Have a good night, Thunder, and have a good stream. Thank you so much for dropping in, Devojka, and thank you for hosting stream. I really appreciate that. Go get yourself some rest. It's late where you are. And let me see. I'm at 7:27 right now. I have about 33 minutes, and I am very confident that I'm going to have this this layer removed by that time. We are equipped, we are prepared, and we are cranking away like gangbusters here. Doing the grind. Just chewing through this stone like it's nothing. It helps to have the 2 blocks air in between here too. That makes it go very, very quickly indeed. And again, I don't know why I'm saving so much lapis here. I really don't need this much lapis. At this point, I just use lapis for a decorative block. I don't even use it for enchanting because we have such an overpowered Chamber of Commerce. Ergo, trading center that we really don't need to enchant. At this point, the layers above this though were really tedious to mine out because we had an abandoned mine shaft intersecting this area, and so that was really tedious to deal with. The layers that are above this, between this layer and the ceiling, and it looks like the abandoned mine shaft is pretty much ended. There's portions of it behind this wall a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, that was a little tedious to deal with. A lot of gravel, a lot of wood from this mine shaft structures. Spider spawner in there, but you know what? We have so many spiders spawning in the mob spawner that is right about there, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, right. Yeah, right about there. I was right. Sense of direction. That we really didn't need a spider spawner down here. So I took that out, took the abandoned mine shaft out of here, took all of that apart. And the thing that makes it really tedious is, all the open caverns and stuff inside it, where it's not all level like this. This makes it really easy. But, that slowed me down quite a bit. But I finished that up this morning, I believe. And I wanted to get that out of the way so I could do this in a nice and smooth manner for the stream. Because this is just way more satisfying, right? Just to come blasting through here like this. It's really nice. Okay, our pickaxe is getting low. I already broke one of these. I actually let one of these break. Awk. But see, this is nice because we have all of these in reserve and we just swap them out and it's right back to work. Nice. And then after this, we have a long AFK session at the Enderman Farm where we're going to have to repair all these. But I promise I won't do that on stream. Talk about tedious. All right, let's go take out this gravel. All right. Any more gravel? No. Yes. No. Yes. Apparently that's a no. Okay, there we go. How am I doing here? 7:32. I'm doing well. I think I'm going to do it. Pleasant Player, Thunder, Pleasant Player, how you been, man? Seen a couple of your streams. How's it going? Something just happened. Do tell, and I hope it's something good. I think it is. Do tell. Oh, very sad stuff, actually. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Do you want to share it with me in a private message? Totally up to you. I have just lost a silent game with my friends and my pride is ruined. R.I.P. Oh, God. Thank God. Dude, you scared me there. I mean, that's regretful, but I thought like a family member passed away. Or I thought the Patriots might have lost. Actually, it's not. No, the season's over, I believe so. But then again, like I said, I follow basketball, so it's Celtics for us. Uh oh. I've just lost a silent game with my friends. So, for some reason, I'm not getting silent game. One of the saddest things in the world, actually, yes, Patriots losing. So help me out with silent game. For some reason, my brain isn't registering that. Having a senior moment. Did you, what was it on stream? Did you get it on stream? Did you stream that, or? I'm going to guess, and I'm probably being completely stupid here, but I'm going to guess that what you're doing is you're playing some game. I'm not going to look at chat. I'm thinking you're playing some game, and the challenge is that you have to play the game with the sound off. Right? So it's something like, Sea of Thieves or Ark or something like that, or Mario, and you have to play with the sound off, and that makes it harder because you miss out on the cues, right? Silent game is where you don't talk and you see who will be the last person that is not talking. My friend streamed it. Oh, dude. I know you. You're a talker, dude. That must have been really hard for you. I will say that I empathize with you, although I'm not really surprised. Because, dude, you like to do yourself some talking. That's not a criticism. That actually is a talent, especially for streaming. But I could see where that challenge would be particularly difficult for you. Me, though, not a problem. I am a very loud person, so we tried to see if I could win. I was top 2, bruh. Hey, top 2. How many challengers? How many challengers? I'm interested. Did you say earlier? Let me see. I don't think so. There we go. Silent game. Isn't it required for all parents, aunts, and uncles to know that game? Husbands. I think 5 or 6 people playing. Wow. I tell you, old married guys can win that game, no problem at all. Silence is so golden. And, my next question is, what was the environment? Because the environment is critical for a game like that. So what was the environment? Let me see. I got to make sure that you didn't already tell me that. No, you haven't told me the environment yet. So where did you play this game? Also, if you don't mind, could you DM me your friend's stream name so I can watch it? If you don't mind. If you do mind, I understand it. Wow, I'm having trouble speaking. That. I'm going on a road trip over the weekend, and I don't know if there will be internet, and I am very confused. Okay. Siege is saying, I'd be in trouble. I talk to myself out loud sometimes. Yeah, Siege, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I often do that myself, so. We played Minecraft, and we just say who could last the longest. Sure. With 6 people on the server? Wow. Though, there's streamers like our very own Princess Nebula who do the sleepy time streams where they don't talk. They just work, and it's just quiet sleepy time stream. And so every one of those streams is a no talking silent game challenge for her. But you know what? Before I forget, I would be remiss if I did not give you a shout out, my friend. There we go. So please go check out Pleasant Player. A lot of fun to watch. Definitely go check him out. And Siege, have you been streaming lately? Because I believe I followed you. And if that's the case, I haven't been getting notifications. So it's been a while. So I should update that and make sure that I am. Because I remember you were streaming. I watched a couple of your streams. My friends want me to do this. When I get Baby Zombie Rush up and going, we'll have to invite you on, and we'll have to do Baby Zombie Rush silent challenge where we have to do the baby zombie maze with baby zombies chasing us and trying to kill us without making a sound. That would be challenging. All right. Oh, we're getting a little... Server's glitching out a little bit, updating some of these blocks. Probably because I'm going so fast. Either that or the server's doing its backup. It's saving. I should have the server console up on in a separate window off on the other monitor. I keep forgetting that now that we have a genuine server. Siege every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Therefore, sir, there is your shout out. Definitely. Go check out Siege. I definitely need to check out Siege. I haven't seen one of his streams in quite some time. So Thursday, have you streamed you probably already streamed because I think your location is east of me. If I remember correctly. I think it might be. No, wait. I think you're here, right? Please help me remember. Because I'm an old man. Are we in the same time zone? I think we are. We might not be. You, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let's get caught up here. Let me see. So there is play random. Guess what persons? Let me read this aloud. properly instead of mumbling it. So there is a game we play, and we say a random name, and we guess what the person's personality would be like. Stereotypical, anyway. Oh, that would be hilarious. Like, for example, my name is Bradley. And one of my friends said that someone with my name would be like a teacher's pet and a lady's man. I could picture this smoking hot teacher, and you're putting the apple on her desk, and she's like, "Why, thank you, Bradley." Yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, Bradley works for that. Brad, yeah. Like a very manly type name. Yeah. I audibly said nope to Baby Zombie. I already lost. It's kind of fun. You can create a whole character, and it's super cool. You know, we usually do that with mobs in Minecraft. My sister, Crazy Old Cat Lady, and I would do that a lot in the past. Yeah, we would have an entire lore and a backstory based on villagers and mobs that we've granted just ridiculous, silly sounding names. I'll be reviewing Realm 3 fairly soon that her and I built together, and there's a lot of those kind of characters and that kind of lore and silliness in that map. And I'll be doing that for our next anniversary stream, which will be in June, I believe. I think it's June 6th or June 26th. Probably June 26th, if I remember correctly. You want to know a cool trick I want to do for YouTube? I got this idea from someone online, and I think it's super smart. You sit down on a couch and you look at a wall and try to imagine a TV and try to imagine what would be playing on that TV. That would be hilarious. Ooh, we're almost halfway there, and it's already 7:46. I might actually not finish this, which is okay because I'm having fun chatting with you guys in the chat, so I don't really mind. But I was thinking I would have this this layer completely excavated by the end of the stream. Stream ends at 8 o'clock sharp. It has to because I have to go pick up my son. And in fact, we won't even be doing a raid tonight because I got to just switch it off at 8 o'clock and run right out the door. All right, what do you picture with someone being named Alex? Where do they live, and what do they do, and what are they like? Well, first of all, let's get your redeem in there. You know, Alex is a tough, name. Well, it's not a tough name, but first of all, it could be either male or female. And so that's the first thing I think of. And then I think of all the male and female Alexes that I know. Like, I would think that Alex would be from Greece, from ancient Greece, and he would be a world conqueror. I'm just thinking Alexander the Great, right? Right off. One of the greatest military geniuses of all time. From ancient Macedonia. But, that's not really how the game's played, though. You shouldn't do things like that. But that's easy for me because I have so many students. That you have so many different names. That whenever you call up a name, I'm just going to think of a student that's like that. Which again is not how the game is played, but. Because I've had several students named Alex that I remember quite well, fondly so. But if you think of like a girl's name Alex, it's kind of stereotypical because it could be both a boy's name and a girl's name. You immediately think of like a tomboy girl who's tough and smart and capable and stuff like that, and and that's kind of a stereotypical and probably even maybe a slightly sexist kind of thing to say. So, but that's just a reaction I think of when I think of those kind of names. My teacher streams on YouTube and reminds me of you, super chill and cool dude. Why, thanks, and I think I'm in good company. Thank you, appreciate that. What subject does this teacher teach? Probably not math. It's almost 11 p.m. for me. Instead of sleeping, I am watching your streams. No regrets! Dude, please make sure that you're in bed by 12, okay? Teenagers, you guys need to grow. Emotes, baby! Thank you, much appreciated. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you may have been listening in from lurking or whatnot, but we've just been notified that we've an open slot now for an animated emote. And so I think that's what I'm going to work on next. And I may even work on it this week. Technically this weekend because it's, Thursday, so tomorrow being Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I may work on it tomorrow, we'll see. I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I haven't even looked into it yet, what the parameters are, though, as far as file size and stuff like that, so I don't really even know that yet. I have some ideas. I'm thinking of making it a raid emote. I'd like to have a really cool raid emote. Emotes, baby. My teacher teaches literature, history, English. Super cool. Ah, yeah, okay. Humanities. New emote. I hope I get it before my sub expires. I'd really like to see how I can make emotes more available. Remember, you can use it with channel points too, if you get enough channel points. You can access the emotes with channel points too. Doesn't always have to be subs. Because you guys know how I feel about subs. I feel subs are a little too expensive, and they often put cool features like emotes out of the reach of kids and people from other countries and stuff and other socio-economical situations. And, I think that kind of sucks. Especially for the kids. The adults, we can always, we can afford the subs easily and stuff. But, I just, feel a little regret for the kids sometimes. The kids can't always access those. And, it's just an emote. Come on, Twitch. Come on. That'd be cool if emotes were just like channel points only. And every time you hit it, you amass a certain amount of channel points, you can unlock another emote kind of thing. Let's cue up our music here for a little bit and finish up our stream. How are we doing here? Ooh, 7:53. We still have this chunk to do. I don't think I can finish. But then again, that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, I'm having fun talking to you guys in chat. Of course, I don't think I'm doing this in the most efficient way either. running up and down in strips like this probably isn't the best way to do this. Oh, good. We have some air pockets in here, too. That'll help. But at the very least, if I don't finish this, I'll during the stream, I'll finish it up tonight because it's only a little bit. So when I come back from driving my son home, I'll finish it up and I'll post the pics of our progress on Discord in the general channel on the Thunderhands64 _gaming server, Discord server, and you guys can check out the not quite the end result because we still have to remove this floor layer, but this you can already see how it's opened up. And you can see this is the red spiral pattern, intersects the red beacon beam, and then we'll have one for the blue beam, one for the green beam, one for the yellow beam, one for the purple beam, and we'll have 5 spirals in the ceiling like that. And they'll have their corresponding spirals on the floor. I think it's going to look really cool. Although, like I say, I may remap the spirals and just change them a little bit. Especially the termination points. I may change the termination points a little bit. We'll see. There we go. Also, my older son, Biggie, his basketball season ends very soon. I think he's only got about 3 more games left. So he only has about, I think it's next week. I think it finishes next week. There'll be a little rest period in there, and then he starts his travel ball season. And I have no idea what travel ball's like. I have no idea what kind of organization that is or how it works. By the sound of it, it seems like a lot of road work for me. But for a while, we'll be able to have, you know, streams that aren't based around my son's basketball practices and games. For a little while, anyway. But I do love watching that young man play. He is super cool. So lucky I have the coolest kids. Makes being a dad really easy. Let's make sure I have the chat pulled up here. Did you know that one of my teachers was going to run for president, and he is really close to doing it? Then he got an invitation for a school as a principal, and he took that instead. Crazy, running for president, then becoming principal. Similar kinds of skill sets. I was the assistant principal for my school before I resigned. I got to tell you, I didn't enjoy it. I like being a teacher better. And I'll bet you if you ask your teacher whether he or she, I assume it's a he. I think you said he, right? Yes, you did. And sure, if you ask him, he's probably going to say that he enjoyed teaching better than he did administrating. Although administration is really good pay. It really is. And that's why I did it. I needed the pay for my family at the time. And now I don't really need it so much. So I'm doing pretty good. But I did not enjoy administrating, especially being the assistant principal in charge of discipline. So I had to do all the detentions, the suspensions, and stuff like that. I really didn't enjoy that. You know, I like to be the guy who, you know, helps the students and stuff like that. And so I was really morally conflicted with that every day. It was really tough. so close. We're so close. Let me see. 7:58. Yeah, with only 2 minutes left, we're not going to make it. Very close, though. Very close. Let me see. My English teacher in high school also taught economics. Cool. His students told him he should run for mayor, and he won and served as mayor for over 20 years. Awesome. Let me see. My high school friend's father was in the English department for our high school, and he was alderman of our city a number of times. I believe he might have run for mayor too. I don't think he won though. But going from public school into politics is a common path for getting into politics, which I'm not sure I really approve of sometimes. Because I see people more concerned as just using teaching as like a stepping stone for their political career, and so they don't really care about the success of the students, and I'm not saying all teachers who become administrators and then go off to politics are like that. I'm not saying that they all are, but I see that have really bad effects sometimes. I think if you're working at a school, your primary concern should be success for the students, and I don't often see that. So but like I said, like my friend's father, who I told you was an alderman and ran for mayor a couple of times, he was great. He understood, and he could do it. He's like, I'm helping students now, and then I'm helping citizens of our city next. So it doesn't have to be like a dishonest stepping stone kind of thing, It's just, evolving in your ability to help people too, So there's that. And then Princess Davila, I'm back. Finally got to eat. I got to eat my food. Public school introduces you to bad people. Politics introduces you to the rest of them. I've certainly had experiences like that, Siege. But good people too. There's some really, really good people in both organizations. In both organizations, there's really good people there. Almost done, Nebs. And you know what? It's 8:01. It's past my stream, but I have such a small section to go. I'm going to be fine. And I'm sure the traffic's going to be such that I'll be able to get to Biggie on time. I'm just going to finish out this strip here. And again, we're finished taking out this layer, but we still have to take out the floor layer here. We'll still have that to do. They are few and far between, but they do exist. I don't know. I don't know about few and far between. Maybe in politics. In education, though, there's a lot of good people in education. There are. At least in my experience. I've been in education for a long time. I would say, in my experience, there's more good people than bad people. It's just that the bad people, can apply themselves so well in the politics of the education system. It's really hard to keep those people out or to control those people. It really is. Okay. Alrighty. It did go over my time a little bit though. Goals, people, goals. But we're gonna finish it up anyway. We're gonna finish it up. We'll be fine. And then, like I said, no raid tonight. I got to run right out of here. But I really do want to button this up before I leave because it's such a small sliver of material to remove. This Thunderhand's going to be pounding on the door any moment now. But this should be it. This should be it. And there we go. Now you can see a little bit the spiral pattern on the ceiling a little bit better. Like I say, I might have this actually tighten this up and bring this around so it terminates on that side of its beacon instead of on the opposite side. I may do that depending on how it looks and stuff. Those blocks are temporary blocks up there to allow me to place the blocks above it. But that's about it. So let's F5 here, and let's get that in there for the back shot. And we'll take out that. And there we go. Okay, and let's get caught up in the chat here really quick. Was tonight just practice for Biggie? Yes, just a practice tonight. Game tomorrow. Although, wow, did he play well last night. The night before, they had a game. Oh, wow, he and the boys kicked butt. Education, definitely. Politics, yeah, my feeling too. Let me see. In education, there is getting to be less because teachers are leaving because of education politics. Yeah, there's that too. Good night, Thunder. Hope Biggie had a good night. I'm sure he did. We'll see you later. Have a great night. Siege, thank you so much. Hope Thunderhand household has a good weekend. Thank you so much. We will. So we do the generation stream every night from 6 to 8. Not every night, every Thursday night from 6 to 8. And sometimes I have to shift that around 5 to 7 depending on what Biggie's practice is. Our next stream will be Sunday, 4 to 6, and that will be Kachi time. And I have no idea what Kachi's going to plan. So we'll see. So please tune into that if you're able to. If not, at least try to catch the VOD. Kachi time is our most popular stream, and it's always a lot of fun. Lots of silliness. Okay, people, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Have a good night. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, and we hope to see you back on the stream very, very soon. Kachi time, yes it is. Bye for now, everybody.